All right, well, welcome to another episode of our 30 Minutes with the Manager. Joining me today is Sergeant George Smith with our Radnor Township Police Department. George, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with the department?
Well, I've been a police officer with Radnor for 23 years. Coming this July 12th will be the start of my 23rd, 19 of which I've been lucky enough to be a sergeant, a supervisor. During that period of time, I've worked detectives, supervised that, traffic safety, grants, special projects, and as you're well aware, I'm currently the emergency manager for Radnor Township. So a pretty full docket of opportunities here.
Good, good. Well, before we go to the emergency management, maybe we'll just step back because I know there's a lot of different areas of, the police department. You got detectives, you have, traffic safety and those types of issues, those types of areas. Maybe just talk briefly a little bit about, some of those that you were involved with.
Fantastic. I think for me, the most fascinating part or opportunity I had was being supervisor of detective division. Obviously, you're pitting yourself against criminals that try to victimize residents of the township. So that was probably the most fun I had in my 23 years here. On the other side, a very important aspect is traffic safety. Obviously, the residents in this town like and traffic safety. They pay good money to be a part of this community and don't want traffic speeding through their neighborhoods. That was one of the more difficult times because you're trying to balance resources versus requests, and it's very difficult in these budgetary times, especially, as you're well aware. We had the traffic safety committee where we would hear speed humps and stop signs and crash abatement. So that was pretty difficult to deal with, trying to balance the needs of one community section over another. Because if you divert traffic one street, it's going to show up someplace else, and it's a real finite act that you have to be aware of. The other opportunities I've had in the township is, I've been a major part of the firearms program, controlled tactics program, and the training of new officers in this department. So, I've had a pretty good time here.
Good, good. Well, I know one of the things too you do is your emergency management, what you do for the township. Now, George is one of the people that are responsible for putting our response together to major events, major storms, and that. Which who would have thought in Philadelphia you'd have hurricanes, just coming right in. But maybe speak a little bit about that, George.
Sure. Well, because of you, we have a really good approach to it. The team atmosphere in this organization helps me greatly facilitate the job of emergency management. With all the key players, department heads, the communication and the cooperation makes it so much easier to get the job done. Your support pre-event helps during the event and post-event. The back end, I was just talking with another officer about the paperwork aspect of filing if we have a declaration of emergency. It's just a nightmare if you don't do the pre-planning. And with you at the helm, we've been able to really do a good job managing emergencies here where they haven't been a huge negative for the community. And that's what the continuity of operations, that's a key component for us right now.
George, you've been the driving force of this because, if anybody had the opportunity to see how this operates in here, the amount of time you put in for this, and the organization, the coordination to make sure that resources are being allocated appropriately, and that is a lot of time that you put in, and it's through your leadership that we've been able to, be able to respond to a lot of issues that have come our way from, through flooding, through trees down, power shortages, just unbelievable things, and you've been able to coordinate that through long hours and being able to manage that operation.
Well, it's a teamwork. That's the great part about it. A lot of good players playing their role, and that helps. It comes to a positive outcome.
Because even as part of that too, as you talk about, the team aspect of it, when you look at, and being able to at times be out there and see what goes on between our public works guys, of them working with, heavy winds up overhead and trees creaking and cracking, they're out there opening roads up. Police officers out there responding to emergency calls. The fire department out there responding to calls and emergencies that take place. To staff manning, the center here, phones, being able to get all that information. You're right. This staff is absolutely phenomenal. Everybody that's out in the field being able to respond, they care about the community.
We've gotten very good at it, and I hope it continues in that way because the foundation has been laid for success. So
I hope this year we don't have any more hurricanes or any of those events, but I think one good thing is with all your hard work and effort, George, that this township's prepared for just about anything that comes our way.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Great. George, well, thank you very much for being part of this program.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, joining me now is Commissioner Bill Spengler. Bill, thanks for being part of the program.
Happy to be here.
Bill, maybe just talk about how long you've been on the Board of Commissioners and what you've seen kind of over the years here in Radnor.
I've been on the board a long time. I first got elected in 1969. I was 28 years old, and now I'm 72. So it's been a long time. I was county commissioner for 8 years. I left the board, and then I came back in 91 to get the trail done, and I ran in that election for about the trail and open space, and won by 9 votes. In a 10-year battle, we got the trail done, and we finally got an open space bond issue, and we bought about 10 nice pieces of land. The last 3 parcels, of course, we're buying out of Drossen, which is very nice to add that to the Willows and Skunk Hollow to create a 200-acre park for around that Darby Creek. It would be great for future generations. So, been involved in a lot of issues, and been able to service people and work with the township and work with their problems. I've sewered the whole back end of the township. I did about 8 sewer projects, which half the people want sewers and half don't want sewers, but it's a good project. The areas, Parks Run Lane, all you could walk by and it was polluted. You could smell in July. You could walk down and smell, in the stream, the pollution.
Wow.
And the septic systems were overflowing, and so we solved all those problems so people could have parties and flush their toilets in their $2-3 million homes. I think it wasn't asking too much, but it was a tough battle to get sewers. And then, of course, as you know, the last 6-7 years been rough because of the economy went down, and we lost a lot of income, but we're battling back, and so it was rough the last 5 or 6 years, Commissioner, because I was always a go-to guy that could get you sewers, could get your curb raised, could get your drain fixed, get it drained, and we just didn't have the money to do that. We just over the years, it was very easy. Every 5 or 6 years, went out and borrowed $6 or $7 million, and we did this project, that project, ran out of money, borrowed $6 or $7 million. Well, then we just have too much debt now. We couldn't afford to do that the last 6 or 7 years. So it's been a lot tougher because I had to tell a lot of people no, and they don't appreciate that. It's a lot easier getting things done. But I think with your help and you coming in and the staff that you built, we've turned the ship around, and now we're in a position where with a stormwater fee and with other things, we're able to do things for people, and I'm just amazed being an elected official for 33 years. The last couple years under your leadership, it's been great because, I just don't even have to ask to get things done. I used to have to put things on priority and push and shove it. Now I just call the department, tell the people, call the department head, and if they have a really bad curb that's in a drainage area, they can get it raised. If they need a tree planted, they can get a tree planted. If they have a drainage problem or a sewer problem, and get taken care of. So we've come a long way. I just, more and more impressed because I was the one that started the tree planting program, and I was the first one to get Chanticleer to help me, and they donated the money. And then Chanticleer's been donating $20,000 every year, and now we have other people, and I look around, I see these new big trees being planted out here, there, and I ride by it, oh my God, I used to have to fight, I planted like 1,500 trees in the 90s, and while we had money up until 2006, and 2007 we stopped the program. We used to plant 40 trees every spring and 40 trees every fall. I mean, I used to go into the commissioner's ward. Each commissioner got 10 trees, and so I would go into the other commissioner's ward and, all right, here's where you can put your trees. Here's where you can put your trees. But now we have the public doing that, working with staff, and it's great. And we got this great tree planting program. And people used to always kid me. You say, well, Bill, you plant so many trees that people are, years from now going to come from all over the United States to breathe fresh air because we have so many trees in Radnor Township, But it's great the way it's, I haven't really been involved in it the last 4 or 5 years. It's just taken off, and people just have taken the big tree program and planting trees, and when a tree comes down, replacing them, it's just automatic now, and it's really great to see these things just become rote and get done.
Sure. Well, and Bill, you've probably seen a lot of changes in the township, as it's developed, as it's changed. What's probably one of the biggest changes that you've probably seen in your time here,
Well, the thing is that we, the Wayne Business District is our key, and 20 years ago, we were just getting pizza shop, nail salons, and coffee shops, and that's not the key to success. And then when the Matt McCoy and you know, Clinton, they come up with the idea of, you know, helping people open restaurants, you know, because you have to have a certain amount of parking, and you know, you can't open restaurants because you don't have the parking. So they come up with a system where, you know, people could park up at the AT&T lot and give them credit, and then they could pay for spots up there, and they could open their restaurants, and that has created a revitalization in Wayne. And we got a good mix of stores, and hopefully we'll continue to do that. And I think the success Radnor Township is to improve the Garrett Hill Business District, and of course the Wayne Business District. And if you want to, you know, I was talking with somebody at an open house for a house I had sale yesterday, and somebody came in and said, well, we don't want any changes in Wayne. I said, well, you have to have change. You know, when the Ford dealership moved out behind the Land Rover, they were going to put a Target in there, you know, and Hank and I got together and said, hey, let's rezone it, let's go residential, you know. We put, you know, we got some of the townhouses right across the condos right next to the railroad track, and of course they hit a bad market in 07, 08 and didn't sell them, but now they're selling, you know. But if you want to, you got to create a strong business district. You got to put people that can shop and walk to the train. And then of course we did, you know, Cass Holloway came in and did the School Lane project, where he built the 3-story building with condos, 3 on a floor, $1 million a piece. And then of course he did a great job remodeling the Luella Court Mansion. And but you know, someday, you know, we had proposals to put a parking garage, you know, in the North Wayne lot, the South Wayne lot, and support it with stores or condos. And you know, oh, that's changed. Yeah, it's changed, but it's good change, because it's going to strengthen Wayne, and people are going to want to put their businesses here. And you know, it's unbelievable the taxes we get from the business privilege and the mercantile tax, and you know, the transfer tax. And all. I mean, before it was, we got $1 million or $2 or $3. You know, oh gosh, we're getting $5 or $6 million. No, now we're up to $9 million, and we're projecting $14 million. Well, that goes a long way for the taxpayers of Radnor Township to be able to provide all these police services and highway services and recreation services, and they only pay 1/3 of the bill, because 1/3 is paid by permits and fees and money we get in and grants, and the other third is paid by, you know, the business privilege tax and the mercantile tax, and and so, you know, we're very lucky to have a good mix here in Radnor that helps us go strong. And you know, Bryn Mawr and Ardmore, you know, they have really difficult problems, and they're trying to get, you know, federal funding to change the train station, all this. And we're very fortunate that we have people come in and want to develop here in Radnor. And I'm an open space guy, and I'm involved in buying 10 parcels in Radnor. But I'm also pro-development, because I know, you know, we have to grow and we have to improve it. And I think you can do it all tastefully. And yeah, it's change, but it's good change. And we had some fellows come in from Philadelphia University, I think it was the old Philadelphia Textile, about 10 years ago, and they did a master plan for Radnor. Well, you know, the Wayne Nursing Home is a 5-story building, and the old Rite Aid, they just put a pet store on. That's a 3-story building with condos. You know, they change, and that's what's going to happen in Wayne. And it has to happen, and it has to grow. And you know, Cass did another good project on Lancaster Avenue. My first apartment was 108 Lancaster Avenue, and he came in there and put like 8 condos in there, and you know, made a brick, put a sprinkler system in there, because, oh, I love unique Wayne. Well, yeah, but you love Wayne, but with no sprinkler, that whole business district would burn down, you know? And so he came in, and, you know, we got to continue to do that, to remodel and update these buildings, so you know, they're great buildings, with, you know, so they'll last for the next 50 years, 100 years. So, so it's just a great community, and, you know, the people are great, and government has done a good job, and I've enjoyed working government, you know, accomplishing with my fellow commissioners and staff, you know, a lot of good things.
Sure. Bill, what would be one issue that you think right now, or hot topic that's, you know, in front of the Board of Commissioners now?
Well, I mean, you know, we have Villanova, we have Biomed, we have a lot of issues that, you know, we're going to be dealing with, but, you know, the things, I'm going to be leaving the board shortly, you know, I'm going to get married again, and I hope to move to Paoli and in the fall. And, you know, when I leave, I'm going to say there's 2 things that I didn't accomplish that I would love to accomplish. They're not big things, you know, but one is I like to see South Wayne have all sidewalks. I've always wanted a sidewalk along Conestoga Road from Bloomingdale Avenue to you know, at least the trail. And then finish off Luella Avenue, finish off Aberdeen Avenue, finish off Pembroke and Orchard. There's only a couple of houses there. You know, finish off Brookside, do Ivan, you know, and you know, and make it a community, you know, a walkable community for. So, you know, I never got that done. I finally got, the commissioners wouldn't put sidewalks. They were against sidewalks. They said, oh, this is a rural scenic area. You're trying to make it suburbia. I said, well, it is suburbia. I don't have to put sidewalks on Newtown Road or Parks Run Lane, but I like to have them on Conestoga Road. And as you know, 8 years ago, we had Eastern give us $80,000 to put a sidewalk from the St. David's train station to the entrance to the community. It took 8 years to get that done. People go crazy. Everybody loves sidewalks, but you try and put a sidewalk in front of someone's house, it's terrible. I'll never forget, a woman moved into Radnor. She moved against the trail, and I meet all my new residents. I knocked on the door, and I said, oh, you bought next year? Yeah, well, I did the trail. Oh, I love this trail. I love this trail. I have a gate back there and the whole business. I said, well, someday I'd like to put a sidewalk on Conestoga Road. Well, you're not going to put a sidewalk in front of my house, are you? And I said, well, we'd like to have a sidewalk on Conestoga Road, but you're on the high side. The north, the south side, we put it on the north side, the flat side. She called me 6:30 next morning. I couldn't sleep all night. Promise me you're not going to put a sidewalk in front of my house. I said, oh my God, this is like the trail. So the next commissioner that takes after me, I'm going to leave that project with them, because I did get money put in the budget finally. I got like $250,000 put in the budget for sidewalks. And then I spent it all putting the trail down Radnor Chester Road and putting sidewalks where the trail ends. I got that project. That was like 220 and wiped out the whole sidewalk budget. But I like see the commissioners put money in and do a few sidewalks here and there, and at least from Conestoga Road in, because the strength of Radnor is nowhere else in the main line other than Narberth do you have a town where you have North Wayne with sidewalks, South Wayne with sidewalks, and West Wayne with sidewalks all connected. So if we can sort of expand that a little bit, it'll be great for the community. And the other one, I was able to buy a lot of open space. I pushed, most of it was in my ward, and I guess the 10 parcels, eight of them are in my ward. And I lost Brook Farm. I put that on the ballot to buy Brook Farm. And we gave out little, we made, paper leaves and, buy Brook Farm. And I lost that on the ballot because I want to put a riding academy there. I figured, I rode by, I went and dumped something off of Skunk Hollow today, and that's a great place to get rid of your, it's amazing. The trash collection here in Radnor, what people put out, what we collect, and then the debris that we're taking, and then being able to go there and put yard waste there, and with the chopper we have, that's great. But I rode and I said, oh, isn't this great? Look at the corn growing. There's corn. Oh, there's the cows. Well, we're not going to have that forever. And my goal was, all right, we got this 200-acre park. Why not try and lease some land to a riding academy? Patiently let them keep their horses there. So that when you ride by, we're not going to see as many deer because we used to have 114 deer killed a year by cars, and we're cutting down on that, and we're cutting down on the number of deer in Radnor. And it was always thrilling to see a deer, as long as it didn't hit your car, and it was always thrilling to see the corn growing, or to see them haying and wrapping up the hay, because I drive out to Lancaster, Strasburg to go shopping, and I just love driving out that way and go shop at the outlets out there and drive through the farmland, see the tobacco growing and all. But I think that, eventually there are enough people in Radnor that are involved with horses, and they go otherwhere, that we could, we could put a beautiful trail all around that area, even with the new homes going in there, and put beautiful horse trails and have pasture land, and that's one way to keep the rural character. Hey, if you got the corn and the cows, that's great, but someday that's probably not going to be happening, and another way would be to go that. But that's two of the things that I didn't get done of the many, many things that I did get done over the years.
Good. Well, Bill, thank you very much for joining me.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to be here and keep up the good work.
Right, thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, well, joining me now are two of the guys that make all these services work here in Radnor Township. And as part of this, we're going to try to get to know everybody who's providing these outstanding services here to Radnor Township. So we have two of our guys here right now, Steve Ledgerton, Ricky Foster, who are joining me here.
Hello.
Guys, you just want to tell me a little bit about yourselves, how long you guys have been here and what you guys do.
I've been here since 1998. I'm a special tech, and that means that I work on a lot of small engine equipment. We have blowers, weed whackers, lawnmowers, do preventative maintenance, just general maintenance to our machines and equipment. That's what I do.
Good.
It's one of the many things I do.
What are some of the other things
Well,
that you're
we do landscape work at the township. We take care of all the township grounds. So that includes cutting grass, mulch, shrubbery, aerate, seeding, fertilizing the fields, dragging the ball fields, baseball diamonds, tree work, take care of all the tot lots, picnic areas, anything to do with Radnor Township, the grounds, we do.
Good, so everything, the parks and all those areas, those are-
Parks, township building, senior center, library, anything township owned, the grounds we take care of.
Great.
Bathrooms, such like that.
Great. Rick?
Yeah, I've actually been here. My name is Rick Foster. I've been here 13 years. August 2001 was my start date, and from there, all I can say is I love my job. I do a lot of the same stuff Steve does, without the fixing of the tools. I operate the same equipment. Usually see me riding around the township on the big red, mower, cutting the parks. That's been a lot of fun for me. We do baseball fields. Manicuring, I actually enjoy that job a lot because it was different. So since I've came to Radnor, I've done a lot of things and grown in areas that I haven't, done before. I was familiar with landscaping, but at Radnor it got a little more technical, taking care of ball fields and, just all the different stuff that we do. I really, enjoy it. But, for 13 years, I can't say I've had too many bad days, but it's fun. The snow plowing that we do in the winter, I had a chance this year to move up to one of the big dump trucks, and it was interesting. It was interesting trying to navigate around the township in one of those. I was used to a pickup truck, so that was fun. Leaves during leaf season to pick up. Been given the opportunity a couple times to drive the trash truck, picking it up, working with the loader, or actually driving a dump truck with the big leaf vacuum behind it, which was also interesting. So, there's been a lot of opportunities and things that I've had the chance to do since I've been here for those 13 years, but I've enjoyed it, and I felt like I've grown a lot from the things I've been taught.
Great. Well, I tell you, you guys do a great job, and I know I'm extremely proud of you. And when you're out there and you see the different things here in this community, these are the guys that are behind what you see.
Thank you.
So guys,
you.
thanks for being
Thank you.
here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. I'm joined here with Veta DeMaio, and Veta, I want to thank you for being part of this program. How long have you been with the township?
I have been here almost 7 years in various departments. Right now I'm presently in the police department, in records room.
And how have you liked your time here in Radnor?
I liked it.
So,
It's a nice experience, and I'm learning a lot of new different things in each department and just trying to keep it going.
now, do you have a lot of interaction with the public, either between the front desk or back at the police department?
Yes,
And so you're one of the faces that people, if they call or they stop in and see, you're the person that they'll actually see.
yes. I'm at the front desk, the reception desk, answering phones, and they come in the township building and the records room right now when they come pay tickets.
Well, great. Well, I appreciate you being part of this program. Well, joining me now is Mary Lou Nepschiel from our Human Resources Department. Mary Lou, thanks for joining me.
Sure, thanks for having me.
If you just tell me a little bit about how long you've been with the township, and kind of the different roles you've been in, and your current role, what that involves.
Okay. I started about 7 years ago, and I started as the expenditure coordinator. I was doing all of the payroll and all of the accounts payable for the township, so all the money was going out through my office. And a couple of years ago, they asked me to take on some of the HR roles, so we gave up the accounts payable part and kept the payroll. And I'm doing some HR work now and helping out in that. And so we have about 150 full-time employees. We have that we do bi-weekly payroll for. And I do monthly pension payments to 108 retirees. And then I also take care of, in the HR side, all of the insurance, the health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, any kind of insurance. And I help all the employees with if they have any problems with the insurance, or if they, if they have a baby, I get the baby on board into the insurance and that kind of thing. And so it's very interesting. It's always different every day.
Well, good. I know when you first started in the role, one of the things you looked at was insurance.
Right.
And you had found some abnormalities, we would say, in there. Maybe if you just talk about what you'd found and what the benefits that you had seen to the township.
Well, the one big piece was a lot of the retirees, we were still paying for them as if they were normal under age 65. So the people that were on Medicare, we kind of made sure everybody who was eligible for Medicare got onto Medicare, and so our rates for our health insurance went down because of that. And it went down about, I think we did this about 2 years ago, it went down about $11,000 a month. So, and that's going on forever. So it was a great, you know, it's about $120,000 a year to the township that we saved, and so that was a great little project. And so there's other little things like that that we kind of try to take care of and make sure everything's going along the way it should.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much for joining me.
Sure.
Appreciate spending the time.
No problem.
Great, thanks.
Take care.
All right, well, joining me now are two of our corporals in our fine police department. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me here. Just want to find out from you guys, just tell us a little bit about yourselves and how long you've been with the department.
My name's Walt Sherman. I'm a corporal. I've been here with the department for 17 years now. I've spent the last 8 years as a corporal, and most recent assignment has been with the administration office.
Good.
My name's Kevin Gallagher. I've been with the department since 1993, it's 21 years. I've been a corporal since '98, and I'm currently assigned to administration also for about 3 years now.
Great. Guys, I just want to thank you for all that you do. It's a tough job that you guys have. Just appreciate all the hard work and effort that you guys give to this community every day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me.
Okay.
Well, welcome back, and thank you both for joining me here, Mary Ann and Jim, members of our police department. And as we're going through and introducing our staff to the community, we're just having everybody on here. So if you can just, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for the township. Mary Ann, we'll start with you.
I work in the police department. I'm an administrative assistant, and that's what I do.
Mary Ann also helps cover our front desk. So
Oh, that's right.
Mary Ann's one of the people that you'll meet when you come in the door for the first time here at the township building.
That's right, I do. I forgot about the front desk, which is very important.
It is.
It is very important.
So when you call in or you walk in, Mary Ann may be one of those people that you talk to. Jim?
Jim Sanalaquito. I work in the investigation unit with the police department. I've been with Radnor Township Police for 18 years, and the past 8 years have been in the investigation unit. We handle all major criminal investigations that come into the police department.
Good. Well, I thank you both for joining me here, and they both do an outstanding job here for the township. So
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks for being part of
Thanks,
the program.
Bob. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Bob.
Well, joining me now are two more of our outstanding staff members here in our Public Works Department, Steve Amarant, Doug Mills. Thanks for joining me here.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you guys can, just tell me a little bit about yourself and how long you guys have been with Radnor.
I've been at Radnor since 1998. Been a resident here all my life. And I am the field leader in the sewer department. We take care of all the sanitary sewer lines in the township. We have 5 pumping stations, approximately 130 miles of sewer lines, of sanitary sewer lines, 56 miles of storm sewer lines, over 1,500 sanitary sewer manholes, and about 1,800 storm sewer inlets.
Wow. And you're involved with all of that, making sure those are all operating.
At most, yes, and we get help from the highway department also with all the storm sewer inlets and lines.
And that's day and night, 24/7.
All the time.
Something happens.
Everything's flowing all the time, so it never ends.
Right. Doug?
Yes, my name is Doug Mills, and I've been with the township for 24 years, and I'm with the refuge department. And pretty much what we do is we clean the township. We take everything from trash to brush to storm debris damage, flood damage out of the houses, and anything that can be thrown in the trash truck, we take.
And that's both of you guys. I mean, you're out there when it's 100 degrees, you're out there when it's 0 degrees, rain, snow, sleet, any of that. You guys are out there.
It's part of the job.
Yeah, it's never, you don't get to control the weather.
Well, I tell you guys do an outstanding job and I really appreciate what you do. And when the residents, you get to see these guys around town, we're trying to put names and faces together, and I just appreciate all that you do. And thanks
you very much.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.